Well, if you have a son or daughter that is in high school or approaching high school, you might be thinking about those pivotal high school years where your child is planning to go on to the next thing. Your job as a parent is to get them prepared through their coursework, through their experiences, to step out into the world as a successful adult and trying to do all the things and have the right curriculum to help them get there can be a challenge that feels a little overwhelming, especially the first time you do it. So, today I want to talk about the importance of choosing really high quality curriculum. Specifically, today we're going to talk about using high quality science curriculum. Now, if you've been in the homeschool world for a hot minute, you have seen the full spectrum of curriculum that's out there. Some of it is very, very simple and basic, and it's designed to help your child check a box. Like, my kid doesn't like this subject, but we need to do something. So here's the curriculum, very simple, kind of fill in the blank, do the basic thing, and we can check the box. We'll put that on the transcript, right? And I'm not even saying there's not a place for that at some point. Okay. Sometimes being done is just more important than dragging things out. However, in the vast majority of cases, it is so important, so valuable to choose really high quality curriculum, especially if your child has plans to go into higher education. But even if they don't, that's what I want to talk about today. Okay, so today I have some textbooks here from Berean Builders. If you have never seen their beautiful textbooks, you definitely have to check them out. Berean Builders has four high school science courses. They have earth science, biology, physics, right here, and chemistry. So they have four core high school science classes. Now, one of the things that, if you follow like a state guidelines, depending on your state, you may or may not have guidelines about the courses your child needs to take in high school. If you do, very often these are the subjects that they need. They need these core subjects, maybe not physics, that's kind of top tier, but they do need some really core subjects. So Berean Builders has those. And what I love about their coursework, because we have used it with our family for many years, and Jay Weil and his co-writer, he writes most of the textbooks. I think he has a co-writer on biology. But Jay Weil is just a phenomenal, phenomenal teacher. And in all of the books, you find that there is really detailed scientific explanations, but it also uses kind of lay terms. So for those of us that are just kind of getting warmed up on the scientific terms, it uses both. It has experiments, usually one or more, always at least one per chapter, but usually more than one. You can buy lab kits to go along with the textbook, and sometimes you can find the labs online if that's more your speed. All of the chapters have these comprehension checks built right in to the lesson. So there's questions kind of midway through, and students can do those. And all of the, I haven't even opened this one yet, all of the courses come with a test pack and answer key. My son is doing the earth science one this year, so I haven't even broken into the other one. He's doing earth science this year, and even a student that's like not a super strong reader, he's learning a ton. Now, I'm a huge, huge fan of high quality textbooks because I have two older sons that have either graduated from college or are in college who used some of Jay Weil's books. Um, my oldest son just graduated with a computer science degree with programming, and he is a software developer. And my second son is studying to be a chemical engineer, and he used four or five of Jay Wiles' textbooks. They prepared him so well. He actually, son number two, did all these science courses, then went to a private school, did more science courses. And he said, I think the ones that I did when I was homeschooled were even better than the ones I did at the private school. So maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but he was very well prepared for college. You don't meet too many people who go off to study chemical engineering who feel really super confident, and he was well prepared. So if you have a son or daughter that is leaning into the sciences, 100% you need high quality science courses. But if you don't, if you have a son or daughter who doesn't know what they want to do, I want to encourage you to use challenging textbooks. They're not challenging because you can't read them. They're challenging maybe because the test questions are hard, or because they need some help answering some of the comprehension questions, or maybe the experiments are difficult. All right. There's a lot of reasons something can be challenging. And what I've noticed in the past 17 years of homeschooling is that there's a little bit of a trend happening right now. It used to be that there was only a small amount of homeschool curriculum available. And so most of it was college prep, because families wanted to make sure their children had that option at the end of their homeschooling. They weren't necessarily pushing them into college, but they just wanted them to have the option. Well, now you have tons of philosophies and tons of curriculum, and it's really designed for all kinds of learners, which is really awesome. But there's this thing that's happening, and it's where someone says when their child is 12 or 13, oh, my son is not college material. He's not going to college. So we're not doing that challenging course, whether 12 or 13 or 14. If you have ever had a teen boy, you cannot imagine. I've had six of them. Well, five of them. I have another one coming, but they rarely know what they want to do when they're in early teen years. They're difficult and challenging, and you might have difficulty imagining them as a successfully launched adult. So making decisions for their adulthood when they're being difficult in the early teen years is perhaps a mistake. So I like to encourage parents to use high quality curriculum, because you don't know what your kid wants to do before they start high school. Like, my kids just were talking the other day about how all their friends and themselves, how everybody they knew had changed their major at least once while they were in college. And we're talking about back it up, think about before college. So I like to encourage people to use high quality curriculum so that their kids have a good foundation and they are prepared for whatever comes next. If they go to college, great. If they don't go to college, they have been prepared with a challenging, rigorous curriculum. Now, none of us want to bury our kids. Like, if something is difficult, sometimes the tendency is to back way off and say, oh, that's too hard for my kids, so we're not going to do it. But one of the things that I learned over all the years of homeschooling is that, hey, I'm the mom. So I get to decide what the grade is for my kid. Okay. At the end of the day, if they took it at a co op, or if a tutor taught them, or if I taught them, I'm the mom. I get to decide. So I, over the years, would kind of modify the curriculum based on the kid. Some kids had open book tests, some of them did tests, then they got to correct the tests, and they got graded on the correction. Some of them did all the comprehension questions. Some of them did very few, and they just read the textbook, right? You can still modify it. Like, my currently homeschooled son, I am doubtful that he will become a physicist. He's not really interested in that. However, even though he's not probably going to do that, we're still going to use high quality textbooks, and we're going to learn hard material because it stretches us. I mean, even as an adult, I read books for fun that are kind of hard and weird sometimes, because it's kind of like going to the gym, works my brain. And I want my kids to have their brains worked out. I want them to know what it looks like to encounter something hard and to work through it, even if it's not their favorite. And science is a great thing because there's all these experiments, there's so much hands-on, amazing stuff. So I love the Berean Builders textbooks because they do all of that. You can have that high quality experience, but you can also modify it so that your learner of any ability almost can still be successful, right? Like you're the mom, you get to give the final grade. So it's okay to use something hard and to add supports. Let them do an open book test or uh, find videos online to help. In fact, one of my favorite parts of this curriculum that is kind of unique, and I love it, inside the textbook, it tells you that they have a free question and answer service. You just have to go on the website that they put in here and you can register yourself. And if your son or daughter encounters a question that they don't know how to answer, like I don't know anything about physics, okay? When my son took physics, I hired a teacher. But this textbook has a free service in it. And you can just email the author, Dr. Weil, and he will help your son or daughter figure it out, which is fantastic because I don't want to learn physics. I'm an English person. So it's very exciting that there's all this support built into it, and it's a high quality resource, and you're the mom and you're able to modify it. And in the whole process, you're preparing your child to go into the world knowing how to do hard things and feeling confident that if they encounter a course in the future that's difficult, that they can learn to navigate it. They can figure out how to work around that hard material. That's what I love. I think the high school years are the on ramp for adulthood, right? Like the coursework is really important, but it's actually teaching life skills that help our kids be successful. So I want to encourage you to check out Berean Builders if you have not ever used their books. We love them. I have almost all of them. Check out their books and check out their lab kits. And you can use it in a co-op. If you're a part of a co-op, it's fantastic for that. It's got a great lesson plan structure, not difficult to use in a co-op. Our co-op used it and did the labs at the co-op, and everybody did the work at home. So it's a really solid curriculum that's perfect for a lot of uses, and it really challenges and strengthens kids and help them get ready for the next thing in their path. Well, I hope this was helpful. Definitely check out Berean Builders at the link below. You can read my blog post about this at the link below and check out my other curriculum reviews as well. Thanks for stopping by.